Today I want to show you how -0 gets you from a firing alert to the root cause in just a few clicks. This check is critical. The product catalog service is returning more than 2% errors. I could explore it right from this list, but I want to show you more. When I click in the failed check, I get everything in one place. The timeline shows exactly when it was firing. Those dark red areas are the windows where the error rate crossed the threshold. Below the alert, the spans are automatically surfaced. Red dots are errors, gray ones are healthy. You can already see the shape of the problem without clicking anything. Now look at the query. It's a ratio of error spans divided by the total spans for the product catalog service. The numerator filters by the error status code and the denominator counts all spans. Both are built on -0.spans. That is not a metric anyone had to pre-configure or push through a pipeline. -0 calculates it on the fly from the spans already flowing through your system. That is what we call a synthetic metric. And because -0 understands exactly what this query is selecting, it can work backwards from the PromQL expression to the raw telemetry, which is why the spans appear automatically below the alert. I select a time range and click Explore. Look at the filters at the top. So service name, namespace, operation name, all extracted from the query and carried over automatically. I find an error span and then I click on it. You can see the sidebar shows us everything. So the status error, the exact error message, the call chain. We can scroll down and see the full attributes. And with one more click, we can get the full trace waterfall. Now let me show you the same thing starting from a dashboard. I will just create a new panel from scratch. I have already this query. It actually sums up spans from the front end service broken down by service. So it's the same idea built on the -0.spans, a synthetic metric without any pipeline work. So I'll just select a time range and click explore. And we can look at the filters again. And they were all parsed directly from the PromQL query and translated into span filters automatically. I will just expand the time range. I will find an error span. Let's click on it and we go straight to the full distributed trace. So the root span is get/API/data marked as error. We have the 500 internal server error. There are 7 spans across multiple services and 3 of them are failing. As you can see on the root span, we have the linked from with a trace ID. So this trace was triggered by another trace upstream, and the -0 shows you that connection. Then you can see the whole call chain. So front end calls add service, which calls feature flag service. And right here in the trace, you can see the actual SQL query the feature flag service ran. So it's not buried in logs somewhere, it's right here in front of you in the context exactly where it belongs. These icons on the add service pane, they open a new pop-up and you get the story in sequence without opening a separate log explorer or filtering by timestamp. And also worth mentioning that OpenTelemetry is deprecating span events in favor of log records linked to the span, and -0 is already handling the conversion automatically on ingestion. Then at the bottom, the last span has a links to also. So this trace is connected to another trace downstream. And -0 again shows you those links so you can follow the full story across trace boundaries. And -0 is the only tool that can take any PromQL expression built on synthetic metrics and trace it all the way back to the individual span, logs, web events that produced it. So the raw data is never thrown away. The connection is never cut. Try it for free for 14 days. Check the link in the description.